And now, here he is, the one, the only...
Well, here I am again with a chance for each of our couples to win up to $10,000. And if any of them say the secret word, they'll win an extra $100. This is the word right here.
Here's an important message from our sponsor, and then Groucho will conduct business with our first couple. Groucho, I'd like you to meet Mamie Macera and Albert Hibbs. So, folks, come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Knife. Say the secret word, and you divide an extra $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Mamie Macera and Albert Hibbs. Huh?
Macera is the name.
What?
Macera.
Macera?
Yes.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Now, your name is Albert Hobbs, huh?
Hibbs.
Hibbs? Hobbs? Now, where are you from? Albert? Is that what you call yourself?
Al.
Albert?
Al. I'm from Ohio.
You don't mind if I call you Albert, huh?
No, I don't mind. You can call me Albert if you wish. You can call me Al if you wish, too.
Well, I'll alternate. I'll call you Al one time and Albert the next time.
All right.
And then in between, I'll call you Mr. Hibbs, huh?
Wibbs, Hibbs, Hobbs.
Hibbs, yes.
Okay. I'm from Ohio, anyhow. Akron, Cincinnati, Chillicothe. Ohio.
Chillicothe, isn't that half lima beans and half corn?
No, it's halfway between Columbus and the Ohio River.
Now, why did you come to California? Just to get away from Akron and that rubber smell?
No, I came here to go to school, Groucho. I came to go out to college here in California.
You go to school?
Yes, to Caltech. I went there to study physics, and from there back to Chicago to study math, and then finally returned to Caltech to get a doctor's degree in physics.
Well, you have a very good background in science and math, Al. What did you do when you got out of school?
Well, when I finished with the math study in Chicago, I figured out a system for beating roulette wheels.
For this, you went to 3 colleges? Where did you go to? Where did you go with this system?
Well, a friend of mine and I went to Reno and tried the system out there.
Uh-huh. How'd it work?
It worked pretty well. We found several wheels that had some imperfections in them. We were able to take advantage of these imperfections and...
Well, isn't that dishonest?
No, the wheels are perfectly straight. They just had some imperfections.
Well, how did you know they had imperfections?
We studied for months. We kept track of which numbers came up on the wheels. And after several months of this, we cleared about $12,000. And we used this to buy a yacht and sail for about a year and a half around the Caribbean.
This is no Schlemiel, this fella here. Well, parents, there you are. Clear proof of the benefits of a scientific education. Al, do you think you could beat any wheel in the country with your system?
No, it has to have certain imperfections.
Well, then you ought to have a good chance with our wheel tonight.
It has certain imperfections. Of course, I'd have to study it for a long time.
It hasn't got any imperfections. It's just crooked, that's all.
Well, that gives me some possibilities.
Yes, it does.
How is it crooked?
Well, after we play the game, I'll explain it to you.
It's too late.
How long have you been married, Mamie? You're a very attractive girl, you know that?
Thank you. I've been married 8.5 years.
Really? Mm-hmm. You don't look it. What does he do, your husband?
He's a hod carrier.
A hod carrier? Mm-hmm. What kind is that? I don't understand.
Well,
what does he do? Carries around hots?
No, he carries a mixture of mortar to the brick masons in order to stick their bricks together.
Oh, well, isn't he mortified when he does this?
Oh, I guess he might be. I know he's tired.
Now, how'd you meet your husband?
Well, I jumped into
You fell like in a ton of bricks, I'll bet, huh?
No, I jumped in his car by mistake.
That's your story.
That is my story. That's what happened.
You jumped in his car. Now, how can you do that? Do you believe that this is possible? That a woman can jump into a strange car by mistake?
Certainly.
Well, you got a great chance to win money here. You'll find us tougher than Reno, old boy.
No imperfections, huh?
No. Now, what did this chap say to you when he saw you sitting in his car? Was he in the car already?
Yes, he was in the car.
And was the car moving?
No, it wasn't. It was still. See, Mother called at the school. I was still going to high school, but she wanted me at home.
Well, doesn't every mother?
Well, she wanted me home sooner than
Well, why that
usual.
particular day did she want you home?
Well, it was important is all I remember, and I had to get home.
Well, if it was important, why have you forgotten it?
It was a long time ago.
I haven't forgotten anything. I know every joke I told when I was 16.
Still telling them.
And yes, and you hear them right here tonight. All right, what did he say when he saw you sitting in his car?
Who's this girl?
Who'd he say this to?
To the girl that was sitting next to him.
Oh, he had a dame in the car besides you, huh?
Uh-huh.
How did you move her out and you get in there?
Well, I didn't get right in there next to him. I sat in the back. And he took me home.
Well, why didn't you get out?
Why should I get out when
You
I had
saw
a
a
way
fellow
home?
sitting there with another girl. Why didn't you get out of the
It's
car?
too late once I was in the car and the door was closed.
Now
so
I know
took
why
me
your
home.
mother used to call for you. I'm surprised she didn't pick you up at noon instead of 3 o'clock. Now, Al, let's get back to you. Huh? Your name is Albert Hobbs, is that right?
Al Wibbs.
Al Wibbs, yes. Now, besides figuring ways to beat the roulette wheel, what do you do for a living?
I'm a physicist at the Caltech Jet Propulsion Laboratory.
It doesn't mean anything to me, but what specifically are you working on?
Well, we work on development of government missile projects. Some of the work is classified.
Isn't everything classified? They don't tell the people anything anymore. Everything is top secret.
What do you want to know, Groucho?
I want to know how you beat that wheel up in Reno. Well, aside from this mysterious job that you have, what other interests do you have?
Well, for the last few years, I've been working on writing a book.
I've been doing that, too. I hope you find yours less difficult than I do.
Well, how difficult you find
Well,
yours?
mine is very difficult because it's all lies. What is your book about? How to beat the wheel at Reno?
No, it's called Quantum Mechanics and Path Integrals.
Oh, well, that ought to be a terrific seller, huh? Now, what is the plot of this book? Could you reveal that?
Well, the plot is a mathematical exposition of quantum mechanics using a path integral approach and probability amplitudes. This also has applications in other fields. Put you down for a copy?
Why don't you send me a copy and I'll give it a plug on the Pinky Lee Show. Well, you're an interesting and charming and pugnacious couple. And Al, the next time you go to Reno, put a nickel on number 17 for me, will you?
17.
Yes.
Shall I clock it first to make sure it's a good number?
Just let me hear from you, that's all.
For a nickel? Here we are.
Now, you selected Earth, Sea, and Sky, you crook, you.
I'll miss them all. That's the trouble.
I'm going to ask you some questions. If you miss 2 in a row, you're out. If you get 4 in a row right, you win $1,000. What is another name for the Aurora Borealis?
The Northern Lights.
Northern Lights. Isn't that part of a chicken?
The Aurora Borealis or the Northern Lights?
No, the Northern Lights. Doesn't the chicken have lights?
I really have no
Are they
idea.
tail lights when they go around a corner or something?
Our categories Earth, Sea, and Sky. That's
All right. What planet is commonly called the evening star?
Venus.
Absolutely right.
You now have 2 right.
No comment. Top secret. What is the popular name for the constellation Ursa Major?
The Big Dipper.
You said it, kid.
You now have 3 right. Get the next one right, you'll have $1,000.
It's also called the Big Bear.
That's right.
That's when she goes to bed at night and takes her clothes off.
I thought she came up at night.
What is the general name? You know, if you want my job, you can have it. And don't think they don't approve of this switch out there. What is the general name for the study of oceans, tides, and currents?
Oceanography.
Give him the money.
You now have 4,000. 4 right.
Now, Mr. and Mrs. Hobbs, you won $1,000 now. You can keep it and quit, or else you can come back later and try to double your money. You may even get a chance at $5,000 or $10,000. So go over there and sit down and think about it. And thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, Groucho.
You were lovely. Goodbye.
Groucho, we have Georgette Holt and Harold Rudnick waiting to talk to you now. So, folks, you can please and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide an extra $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Harold Rudnick and Georgette Holt. I got that right so far? Well, Georgette, that's a very pretty name. I like that name. Are you related to George Fenneman?
No, sir. Georgette is the feminine of George.
Now, where are you from? Louisiana?
No, I was born in Cairo, Egypt.
Really, huh? Was life any different in Cairo than life in California?
No, because the climate is the same
It is,
practically.
huh? You have
but-
smog over there?
No.
Now, your name is Harold Rudnick, is that right?
That's
a very
right,
familiar
Groucho.
name. Isn't it?
But I'd rather be called Willie.
You would? Well, why should I call you Willie if your name is Harold?
That's the name of my delicatessen, Willie's of Fairfax.
Is that so? How long have you been in this business?
Well, I was born and raised in a delicatessen.
Born in a delicatessen? Are you married, Willie?
Yes, I am.
Where'd you meet your wife?
In a delicatessen.
Well, was she pickled at the time? Now, is there anything unusual about your restaurant, Willie, that would attract customers other than the fact that you have all these salamis hanging in the window?
I forgot to tell you, we have an entertainment at nighttime. My partner's wife plays the accordion and I
You
sing.
have a partner?
Yes, sir.
Must be a pretty big establishment. Huh? Are you married, Georgia?
Yes, I've been married for 31 years to the same man.
Well, if he's been married 31 years, he's not the same man. I bet he's real cute.